Ruben Amorim has changed Manchester United. Not with a tweak, not with a small adjustment. He's changed what this team believes in. And that matters more than any formation. Because football teams don't fail because of shapes. They fail because of ideas. For months, United have looked like a team stuck between identities. Sometimes aggressive, sometimes passive, sometimes exciting, sometimes fragile. This video is about why that happened and why Amorim's recent change might be the first real step towards clarity. Manchester United haven't had a talent problem, they've had a direction problem. Too often, games felt open by default, fast, unsettled, emotion driven. That can be fun, but it's also exhausting. United were either overwhelming teams by quality or being dragged into games they couldn't control. There was no sense of this game is being played on our terms, and when that happens repeatedly, it's not about individual mistakes. It's about what the team is being asked to believe in. Ruben Amorim arrived with a strong belief. Commit fully, match the opponent, trust the system. Everyone has a responsibility, everyone follows their man, everyone is involved in every phase. In theory, it's brave, in practice, it demands absolute precision, and United don't have that yet. What this approach did was place too much responsibility on defenders and too many defensive duties on attackers. Instead of letting players focus on what they do best, everyone was asked to do everything. That rarely works at the elite level. Here's the key thing. When you ask everyone to be responsible for everything, you remove hierarchy. So games become frantic, reactive, dependent on moments. United didn't lose control because they were careless. They lost control because control wasn't their main priority. Winning duels was, matching intensity was, going toe-to-toe was. But that's not the same as control. Against Bournemouth, something changed. Not because of a scoreline, not because of pressure, but because Amorim changed what he valued. Instead of asking attackers to drop and help, he allowed them to stay high. Instead of asking defenders to solve everything alone, he gave them protection. Instead of spreading responsibility evenly, he clarified it. Attackers attack, defenders defend, midfield connects. That sounds basic, but modern football often forgets it. This wasn't really about the back four, it was about belief. Belief that attackers should stay dangerous. Risk is acceptable if it creates threat. Structure should serve players, not trap them. For the first time, United looked like a team that wanted to impose itself, not just respond, and that's a massive psychological shift. This change frees players mentally. Attackers no longer feel guilty for staying high, while players don't have to sprint 60 yards before they matter. Midfielders aren't constantly covering emergencies. Roles become clearer, decisions become simpler. Confidence rises, and confident players make better choices even when things go wrong. This is the most important part. Ruben Amorim was hired because of his ideas. Many coaches would stick to them stubbornly to prove a point, but elite coaches evolve. Changing direction isn't weakness, it's understanding context. Ruben Amorim didn't abandon his principles, he adapted them to reality. That's how projects survive. This does not mean United are fixed. It does not mean every game will now be controlled. It does not mean mistakes will disappear. There will be losses. There will be ugly moments. But there is now something United haven't had in a long time. Clarity. And clarity is the foundation of improvement. Football projects don't collapse overnight. They erode slowly when ideas stop fitting the players. What we've seen is Ruben Amorim changing the idea before it was too late. This change won't save the season by itself, but it might just save the project. Because before you win games, you need to know who you are. And for the first time under Ruben Amorim, Manchester United are starting to answer that question. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe.